I am recording this session now. This is Q&A session number 2. So more people may be coming in here shortly after they have used the restroom, gone to go get a cold or hot beverage of their choice, etc. I have unmuted everybody in case you were. What kind of question to answer can I answer for you guys?
So for the Pechacucha, for the intro and the outro, we have to be on camera, but that doesn't require us to be standing in front of a screen or anything, does it?
It's up to you how you want to do that. You'll want to film yourself. I wouldn't like dress in green and get in front of a green screen and have a floating head.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Abe, I'm going to answer your question here in just 1 second. I haven't forgotten about you. So how you choose to do that is really up to you. So kind of think about it. Maybe you want to have a friend hold the camera. Maybe you want to prop it up. Maybe you want to, set it up and then like be sitting there in a satin bathrobe and be like, oh, hey, good to see you there. Let me tell you.
The Masterpiece Theater opening?
Very much. I think you'd all like to see what kind of package we have here. And start talking about
getting like pomegranate juice out of a wine glass because I can't find any wine in that house.
Nobody knows the difference between wine and cranberry juice but the drinker. So Abe was asking here, just before we get too off topic, how we get our portfolio grade and critique. So what we'll do is you will get your grade in a number. I will attach the critiques to the result. So you'll get those as PDFs. So just to kind of get back into Dean's question, however you want to do that is up to you. If you want to get dressed up in a suit and a tie and, film yourself by the wall, you can. If you want to, I just suggested all things either be totally professional or totally yourself. I would probably not try to give your presentation with a mask on. Because
we can't go to Starbucks, so it doesn't matter. We can do it at home.
Hopefully COVID will come and go, and this will just be like a small, terrible nightmare. But, try to be as professional as you can. If you can't be professional, be yourself. Unless you're incredibly professional, in which case you have to definitely be yourself. What else? What are the kind of things are you guys interested in finding out?
There was a chat question.
There was. It was from Abe. I answered.
Okay. I didn't see.
No, it's cool.
What if you disagree with comments that are made on your portfolio?
I want to fight with the person.
Huh?
The portfolio is yours.
Yeah.
So you don't have to make any changes you don't want to. So, for instance, if I said to you, Dean, I think the diagonal swatches that come in the top are too strong. I want you to dial them back.
Which I did.
And if you say, okay, well, I could dial them back a little, but I really don't see myself doing what you say. In the end, you are the one who has to be happy with your portfolio.
Yeah.
So just kind of think about that. If the person makes a stupid suggestion, Sue, I like your work, but I'd really like to see less illustrations of you and more photographs of you in red ball gowns on the front cover. Like, that's not going to happen. No. You don't have to do it. Unless you want to, in which case then you're good to go.
We're going to get graded once again. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
And that is just you know, when Indiana Jones is running out of the temple and he leaps and he doesn't make it, like he didn't fall to his death and that was the end of the show. Like there more than one fail state. Like he jumps and he doesn't quite make it, and then he starts to fall and he grabs the root, and then the root starts to break, and then there's a chance with his friend, and the friend takes the thing and runs off and leaves him, and then he, you know, uses his whip to get out. There are many fail states. There's not just one. So if you got an A the first time around and you're not changing anything, you're getting an A the second time. No harm, no foul.
All right.
If Diana got a D the first time and she wants to bring it up to a C, then there's that option.
After crying for a couple days, then I need to start doing stuff.
I'm pulling these numbers and people out of a hat. I promise I'm not giving away any information. If I were to do so, it would be purely by coincidence. I don't actually know the grade totals at this point.
And
Okay.
you are the only one that's going to be grading the Pichakucha, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
So do a good job and make me proud.
Yes, sir.
Yes. What other questions might you have?
When can we be expecting the rest of the portfolios to be graded by?
We have to get them from reviewers first. If you'd like, I can just give everybody who doesn't have one a 0, but that would not be very nice.
No.
I cannot grade them, and my class had, 30 students, so 60 hours of reviewing just for the print portfolios to do.
Are they going to be all released at the same time?
No, I'll start releasing them either tonight or tomorrow.
Okay.
But most people will receive it tomorrow.
Okay.
Is it random or is it alphabetical order release?
Or was it in the order we submitted?
That's a good question.
Hey,
We're very interested in our portfolio.
Because if it's released in alphabetical order, then I know where I'm going to come in, But if it's random, then I don't.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, and it probably won't, I saved everybody's work in folders based on first name, then last name.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, then
So,
I'm definitely last.
Unfortunately, Tabitha Floss is probably one of the lower ones on the list because her first name starts with a T. I would be below her because I'm TY.
Mine doesn't really change much. I'm still somewhere on the top.
Okay, that rocks. So we'll kind of see. So the first thing that has to happen is you have to have 2 reviews. The second thing that has to happen is the reviews that were given have to have been calculated. If they're not calculated, then I have to calculate them. And then I have to do work, which is fine. But it just has to happen. Then we'll hand those out.
Yes, sir.
So with the exception of one person who was clearly off the mark, and we don't even know which person it is yet, with the exception of one person who was off the mark, everything else seems to be pretty much in line. So we seem to have a little bit more time. Do we have any more questions? If you do think of a question, you can certainly ask it. We'll just check the chat real quick. No new questions. So give me just one moment here. I'm not super familiar. This is a computer that I got from Carla.
Abe just put in a question and.
All right, just 1 minute, Abe, and I'll be right on. I was going to open up PowerPoint, but I cannot seem to do so. So while that is loading, let's see what Abe has to say in the chat. Abe says, when we get our grades, will we have time to discuss with me before making changes, or are you not allowed to see them before we turn them in? you're more than welcome to talk with me. I think that's fair. Now you're kind of getting towards, we have this situation where at the beginning of the class, I'm just doing my best to steer you in the right direction. And now I'm trying to see here, what is this? So now we're getting into a spot where I can actually have a little bit of influence on the process, and this will kind of help us make sure that your grade can be as good as it can be. So I can give you some feedback in this process. All right, I'm trying to, what is this? Oh gosh. It's trying to make me download Windows 365 and it has in-app purchases.
Oh boy.
Why do I got to do this just to get PowerPoint? I got to get Microsoft Office 365? This isn't Russia, is it?
These are the big bright green button that looks like it could be a virus.
Ooh.
Click that one.
I just poked this button that asked me to put in my ID value. I put it in, and then it asked me to do it again.
It's going to be your social security number.
Why don't you give me my stuff and quit being a punk program?
Let us know when the mouse moves on its own.
Great. So basically, in short, portfolios have gone pretty well. We've had a couple of surprises along the way, websites that go to nowhere that have to get fixed, websites that work one day and then they don't work anymore, and those have to get fixed. Portfolios where maybe Project 7 and Project 8 have lorem ipsum filler text because somebody put lorem ipsum work in while they were putting their portfolio together and didn't quite change it at the last minute. We had some people who put lorem ipsum and then some information in like German and then some information in like Italian or Spanish in some of the page layout pages. And one of the reviewers asked if they were being insulted. So,
Have you ever seen the Samuel Jackson lorem ipsum? It's really lovely.
Well, lorem ipsum might be fine, but I don't know every other language.
I don't think you're supposed to use lorem at all. You're supposed to make your own text.
You're not, but you know, not everybody has their own text all the time. All right, it looks like I'm about a quarter done downloading this. So what I was thinking was I would download PowerPoint. I would download PowerPoint and just give you guys a teeny tiny little demonstration of how you might set your PechaKucha presentation to get you on the path to doing it properly. But apparently when I switched over to Mac OS X Catalina, all of my 32-bit programs don't work anymore.
That's annoying.
Yeah, so this Mac is lovely. It's a 2012 model with 8 gigabytes of RAM. And, you know, it's good for propping doors open downtown. And, you know, stuff like that is fine. It does what I need it to do. But unfortunately, not everything works out 100% well. So how many of you have tried to read over the type that you have put in your portfolio as a starting point? One of you. What did you find, Diana?
Most of it's okay for an introduction, but it's a little too brief, and it doesn't really talk about the strengths or the weaknesses of the design. It's just, this was for this. And I just tried to let the design speak for itself, but I don't think that would work.
Okay. Don't point out any weaknesses. There will always be someone there to help you with that.
For a presentation.
Don't you point out any weaknesses. If you want, you can just break it down to as small of a piece about the person as you can. You can say Crucible is an art school in California which has moved to North Carolina. They needed a brand standards manual so that both venues could have the same constant and consistent branding message. And if you have more time after you're done with those couple of sentences, you can say, this information laid out what to do and what not to do and how to make consistent brand standards across all communications. And you can kind of segue that.
I just thought of something actually.
Yes.
Several of my campaigns have two spreads, and for my Pecha Kucha, I'm trying to fit it on one. Is that okay? Is that going to be too much? I mean, the way I've got it laid out, it's okay, but is that going to be too much?
Well, you're going to want to probably show one for 10 seconds and then the next for 10 seconds. You'll want to give a little segue. So, for instance, you might, what is it, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, like the Think Big project.
Okay. And I apologize. What did you do for the Think Big project?
I've got a little bit of lag.
That's okay. What was your for the Think Big project? What was the client?
Oh, like the signs and posters and the shirt, selfie thing. Just I put it all on one.
Okay. Well, you may want to try to figure out what's going to be the best way to show that. So you may want to start with everything small and then pop up all the pieces that you want to talk about. These hands are way off to me. But, you can talk about individual pieces throughout that discussion. So you didn't say what it was, but you might say something like, the Think Big conference was a Think Big conference came to North Carolina in 2020. They focused on, you didn't say what it was. They focused on the packing industry. Here you've got wrapping papers, specialty plastic, long gloves, and pulling the T-bone right out of the mouth. Whatever it is, say, show a little piece.
Okay.
All right, I think this may have popped up. Are there any other questions? No, it did not. Taking it sweet. That's some nice thing. All right, are there any other questions about the material?
What was that? My thing's lagging every so often.
Yes, I think that somebody has their microphone on and they're speaking very loud. So there's an echo.
Echoing.
All right, Marley said to myself when I'm talking. That's legit. Was it me? Am I the problem? Everybody else is muted? No, you're not. Let's mute you. And I'm going to mute you. Is it Abe? It is not Abe. Is it Marley? I don't know. No one will unmute themselves. Is it Bob? Could be Bob.
No, I have mine on the switch.
It was Diana.
I don't think so.
Is it Diana?
Whenever like nobody was talking but Tyler,
it showed green around her box, like showing that hers was making noise. But I think she was typing pretty loud. It was like.
Bingo.
I mean, I take notes.
Well,
I wasn't
me
doing
too.
it all the time.
Oh yeah.
Is it
Yep.
Diana right now? It's not.
It's not doing anything.
No.
Is it me?
Oh well, it doesn't matter. Maybe it just stopped.
Oh, I'm hearing it.
I just want to point out that Marley has a bird on her, like one of the Disney characters. Want to point out.
She
All
wasn't.
princesses can speak to animals.
I know. I just want to say it. It's just gone unsaid.
It's cute.
Her name's Ducky.
A
It's called
cartoon named
Bird.
Ducky.
Just ignore her.
Burrd. Bird.
What?
Herb.
All right. I am not sure how much time I got left on my recording, but we're going to try something a little bit. But hi, Bird. Is that a cockatiel?
Yeah. It is.
All right. I'm going to just double check real quick. Okay. There's been some aspersions cast in the chat, so I'm going to close that down.
People blaming me.
All right, I'm going to share my screen here to see if I can get anything to work. So many screens, so little time. All right, so much. What are we going to do here? It's trying to get me to present like a pro. Try to open that up. It asks me if I'm free. Restore previous purchase. Ooh, is that possible? I don't think so. All right, so is it going to let me open a new one? Oh gosh, I wasted all that time. You got to be kidding me. This is ridiculous.
Just try closing out a few of those tabs.
We're gonna quit the App Store. We're going to leave the Secret of Monkey Island open. That can stay.
So how come you don't have your own computer, sir?
I used to have a Macintosh that the school gave me from 2005,
Okay.
and it burned out.
Oh, I see.
So they said that I could have this machine, which was 7 years older, to 2012, but had 24 gigabytes less RAM in it, which is fine.
Lovely.
I mean, I'll take what I can get.
Do you listen to Nightcore?
That's correct.
I mean, they can be really good sometimes.
I mean, it sounds nice, but
That's right.
Takes
Yes,
me back.
today I was listening on one of my old phones. I found like a bunch of my Dragon Force and Biggie Smalls stuff, so I was listening to that. It's very cool. I found my
Very.
iPhone 5C, which I think stands for cheap, but I think it actually stands for color. It's blue.
Actually found my iPod Nano one time, and I kind of cringed at my music list on there.
Oh, don't cringe. If it was good, then it's probably still good.
No.
All right, so I'm trying to see if I can pull up Sheets, and I don't know if it's going to let me. Or Slides. Sheets, Slides, you name it.
Just wait for that virus to download.
So just a virus. Nothing to worry about. It's just a virus. If you should happen to find that as the end of the semester comes to a close, I'm going to ask you guys for question and answer stuff to try to give me some information on what worked well, what to continue to work on, what new students coming into this program need to think about, etc. So just kind of be thinking about that. All right, so we're going to have some slides. We'll just add this one to 1. We'll make this one a 2. We'll make this a 3, and we'll make that a 4. And in PowerPoint, you have this transition. In Sheets, it's over here. In Slides, it's over here. In PowerPoint, it's all the way on the right side of the ribbon bar. But you want to go ahead and highlight your slides and look at your which I can't see. I can't see, gosh darn it. So you've got these transitions here. And depending on how much you like to look, you might try to get one. In PowerPoint, the easiest one is called Flash, and it changes the screen to white. And that is a very quick and easy one for you to work with. Unfortunately, I'm not real sure how to. Thanks for nothing. You took me right out of. Come on now. It took me right out of what I was doing. It'll allow you to get in there, and you can also time your slides. Let's see if this will allow you. All right, audio. You can insert audio on here. Oh, great. Insert a lecture from Graphic Design 3. No, thank you. I will have to do a demonstration of this if I can get my Office 365 to work. Yes, send that crash. Bless you.
Thank you.
All right, let's see if it'll allow.
This is where all the pop-up windows come up.
Oh my
That's
god.
right. Ooh, mail
You
order
get dong,
brides.
dong, dong.
Hooray.
Blue screen death.
Mail order brides. Hooray.
Blue screen death.
Mac doesn't really get that so often. We've detected a one-time license. Well, thanks for nothing. Yeah. Go away. Good night, beautiful. Sleep tightly. All right, so you can put some slides in here. Some slides. All right, so over here in the transition area, you can, apparently you can do squat with this. All right, so in the transitions area of Microsoft, when you've got all of your slides set up, you'll see this duration area. You can click this for 20, and that means that after 20 seconds, it will play whatever sound you have chosen here, and then move on to the next slide. So go ahead and start and make one slide called intro. Then add a 2nd through 9th slide for the 8 pieces in your portfolio, and then one piece called outro. Select all of your pieces, set the duration for 20 seconds, and set the sound. I usually use one that's called photograph, and it's the little click noise that you make when an analog photo is taken. So you can make it very loud, and it won't be awkward for other people, but it's a good verbal or audio cue for you to move on to the next slide. So make your slides, which it won't let me do, but you would do that right here. Make your slides, have one intro, the 8 or more pieces out of your portfolio, and then one outro. Choose transitions. Decide how, if any, you want your transitions to be. I suggest using this arrow to get the flash option. Set a sound, something unobtrusive. Don't do breaking glass or a cheering crowd, but but just something. Maybe you have a shotgun sound on your computer or whatever. Something that will cue you to move on to the next piece, but won't stop your flow. Set all of these for 20 seconds and then save this. And when you're done, you'll be able to slowly but surely move through this and practice on your own. Now, depending, PowerPoint may have options, which it doesn't have for me because apparently it's in print only mode or view only mode, who knows, where you can save this into different formats. Depending on which version of PowerPoint you have at home, you may be able to even record audio and place it in here. You might be able to record video and place it in here. So think about how you want to work this. And I urge you to think also about your, I'm going to stop this share here. Think about your ability to work with certain software. If you want to use the PowerPoint to transition between the pieces of your portfolio and then insert some video of you looking very nice and talking in front of a screen, not in front of a window and a clock. This thing is all messed up. With this clock, you know, window, couch, fat, slovenly looking guy. You might want to get those things out of the shot so that you can focus on you looking nice for your introduction, then displaying your pieces in a row, and then looking nice for your outro. And again, all software is on the table. If you want to use something totally professional, that's totally fine. If you want to use something that you got Windows Movie Maker and a webcam, do what you can. Just remember, people will be seeing this and they will be judging you and your ability to do work. Granted, the work is already done and it already looks really, really good. So you won't have that much that you have to worry about. I'm going to make one last look at the chat. Nothing new in there. Does anybody have any last minute questions about Pechakucha presentations? Portfolios, online portfolios?
You have to have a picture, the campaign. You have a several piece. You just have to make it in the one slide at a time, not a couple of the slides.
Yeah, if you want to do one slide for 10 seconds and then the second half of the campaign for 10 seconds, you can do that.
Okay.
But it's 20 seconds per campaign.
Makes sense.
So for instance, if you are doing the Airbnb, you might have like one piece that comes forward and talks about all the different print pieces that were in there. On the other hand, you might have like the pieces come flying in one at a time until all 4 or 5 of the pieces are on the screen. Cheesy! But who knows what it is that you've got? Maybe you've got the drink designs and they're going to come up one after the other in a line. You can pretty much do whatever you think is going to make your work look as good as possible. All right, questions about any of that? The bottom
Sounds
line
good.
here is it's up to you. Do the best that you can do. We're not trying to force you to learn a new software. Those of you from Graphic Design 3 have already been through that process. It's not as much fun as they make it out to be on television. So just kind of think about what you want. And if you have questions about this process, please feel free to reach out to me. Not everybody will be getting portfolio reviews tomorrow, but we're going to be doing our best to get as many as possible out there. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Sounds
everybody. Feel free to reach out to me if you have thoughts. And we are going to be asking, if you thought for sure that you were ready to go when you stepped into this class, and then you got all this feedback that you needed to make changes, and that was really helpful or that was really hurtful. We want to know. If you felt like if somebody had grabbed you and shook you in graphic design 1 and said, get the mock-ups now, like help us to help the future. Okay? So,
Sounds good.
oh, sorry, what?
What?
I'm sorry, Diane. I thought you said.
He said will do. I said okay.
All right, everybody. Sleep tightly. I know you probably are all staying up an extra 3 or 4 hours because you got so much non-sleep time.
Yeah.
But everybody be good. Stay healthy. People are dying out there. Don't let one of them be you, okay?
Hide your
Yes,
kids,
sir.
hide your wife.
And Levi, if you're going to be releasing the finals be like video that you did of you jumping out of the elevator, that's always so. I know I've said this about Levi before, but I believe in each and every one of you. You all make me very proud. Keep pushing yourselves just as hard as you can. You're all a pinpoint of light that is not an oncoming train. So,
Okay.
Go.
doing great.
He saw that in a fortune cookie.
Yeah.
I sell that to fortune cookies. All right, everybody.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
See you later. Reach out if you have questions.
Uh,
You will.
Will do.
All right.
Thank you.